What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is my breakdown and personal decisions on the midweek, month-long Prizewall for the December 2024 that bled into January 2025 Deck the Brawls event. So, as you can see, I have had a very good month in the midweek month-long Prizewall currency. I have 21,500 of these little medallions. So I can get Bret Hart's gear, except I've got Bret Hart's gear. So for me, that's not going to be one of the options. But let's talk about it for you. Bret Hart's gear gives him +4 all MP starting charge. Which is great. It does allow Striker Bret to be usable, but I would say while there's a chance he's your best striker, there's a higher chance that you're really only ever going to use him for his coaching ability, which his coaching ability is phenomenal, so you need to take him 6-star silver for that. I would say he or Zombie Bret are by far the best Bret Harts in the game to use as fighters. And with his gear, I might choose him over Zombie Bret. So there's that. But I'm just going to be honest and say I don't like using him, and I haven't since he came out. In terms of strikers, the ones that are better than him are mostly the super spendy characters, but Terry Funk, absolutely better than him. Yeah, all you need is the moment, which was very easily accessible if you played during the Champions events for that, and Terry Funk was given out for free. Terry Funk is a world better than that Bret Hart. Bradshaw, Striker Bradshaw, arguably much better. You got to watch some videos because he's got 3 or 4 different builds, and a couple of them are super tricky. But I would use Striker Bradshaw over that Bret any day of the week. So that's 2 free-to-play characters. Both of those ironically are S-tier characters, but both of them were given out as free or were a part of an oopsie. So I would use those 2 strikers over him any day, all day. If you have, say, OTC, not even a question. But again, that's super spendy. Jey Uso Yeet, even without gear, even without the Yeet plate, not even a question. Use him. Ozzy Bark at the Moon. I mean, again, we're talking about the spendy characters now, but all of them are so much better than Bret Hart that if you have even one of them, I wouldn't even really think about this unless you just want the gear for some reason. That being said, Bret Hart's likely going to show up as CSS. So getting the gear does future-proof him, and you also just never know, because one moment, one additional gear could change the story in a heartbeat. So there is that. But Bret Hart, if you can get him, that's probably a good thing. I've got him, so I don't have to make that decision. The other thing up here is the story finished moment. The story finished moment gives reinforced gym damage for Seth freaking Rollins and Rex Regum. I do have Seth freaking Rollins. I do not have Rex Regum. Seth Rollins needs this moment to stay in the current meta. I don't think he's going to survive more than another meta or so. The botch gym damage is for Final Boss Rock. I don't like him. I don't use him. So that's what it is. Submission and yellow move damage helps Undertaker, but it's the wrong Undertaker. I was thinking, oh yay, it'll work on Mod Taker. No, it's the Striker Undertaker. So really, this moment is for Seth freaking Rollins and Rex Regum. I don't know. I mean, Cody, it's the wrong Cody. It's the Tech Cody, and that's not one that I'm really going to use or be interested in myself. He might be your best Cody, but quite honestly, that moment is, maybe. It's a big maybe for me. Gears. You can see I've actually already made 2 purchases. I went ahead and got Sammy Uso's gear, and I went ahead and got the Eric Bischoff black belt gear. I wanted those. Those were super cheap, so I just grabbed them like very early on because I knew that no matter what, those were 2 that I just wanted to have on my roster. So I got them, but those are cheap. The yellow gear for Julius Migulius is very good. I would take it over the Bret Hart gear any day, all day, as much as I could possibly emphasize that. However, the main way most people are going to run Julius, well, I do use the move, the multi-gym move that this benefits the most from. With the Tama plate, it's 2 clicks on purple moves. You're done. You don't ever throw down the multis. But when you talk boss battle, this gear plus that move plus, the Tama plate is really what makes or breaks Julius Creed. But if you don't have his gear and you do have the Tama plate, I would highly, highly recommend that to be your top choice. I do have his gear already, so that's also not my pick, but it's there. Then we move to Austin Theory. Rusty swears by Austin Theory. I don't have either of his gear, so I could spend all of my loot on it and get those both gears. I just personally don't care for Austin Theory, not only in real... Oh, that's not Austin Theory. That's Grayson Waller. Sorry about that. See, I care so little about him, I called him by his tag partner's name. That's how little I care about that guy. But he is potentially your best showboat. So even one gear helps him. Both gears do make him really good. Rusty says I think it's triple green with both gears. But again, I don't know. Yeah. Seth Rollins Embrace the Vision gear is cheap. 800 for one here, 800 for one here. And I would highly, highly recommend that you look at the videos that we've got, Merrick's has got, that have basically like a breakdown of how good he is if you have all 3 of his gears. Like, he's got 3 gears, he's got multiple moments, so like the amount of things you need to make him really good are insane, but 2 of those things are right here, and they're super cheap. So there you are. You can see I also bought Hogan's white and black gear. I had said on the last video, or on the Hogan video I just made a few minutes ago, that I got this during the Christmas event. This is where I got it. Like, I got it right here. I went ahead and grabbed it right away because I wanted that gear no matter what. Like, that's a Pokemon thing for me, but I just wanted that gear. So there you go. I am going to grab the Master of Ceremonies gear for Snoop. I can't even remember what it does, but I can't think of when that's been there. And I just get this idea that at some point they're going to revamp Snoop because he's so bad to use nowadays. Then you do have Austin Theory. I don't have that gear. I don't care about that poster in the game. I'm not going to use it, so I'm not going to consider it. DX Army Triple H is good. He was the best tech in the game during the 6-star bronze meta and right before that, but did not scale into silver and definitely doesn't scale into gold with current. But that could change in a heartbeat, but that's expensive gear for a character that is pretty outdated. Miz's gear, if you just never got it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I could finally get the gear that eluded me back when I first started playing Champions that would have made him the best character in the game. All right, drop your 300. There it is. Walter is my favorite version of Gunther to play with, but he's also the most outdated. I like him a lot more than Tech Gunther by like a mile, but even his gear doesn't make him good. Same with Sean, same with Camo Vest Bushwhacker right there. So yeah, this is all, everything depends on your roster, but this is very dependent on your roster. All right, next titles and moments. Titles, I'm just going to say quickly, if you need something, it's random. Like my Hulk Hogan, the Powerhouse version, does not have a good strap, so that would help. But the chance that I'm going to get Powerhouse is 1 in 6, but there seem to be weighted against me. I almost never get a Powerhouse strap out of these. So while it's 1 in 6, it's going to cost me $5K to try. If I hit, boom, yay, I'm happy. Similar with the Gym Damage strap on Attitude. Also, my Hulk Hogan Trickster there. If that dropped as a Trickster, I'd be happy. But if it drops something else, I go, okay, do I actually need it for them? But 100% is 100%, and that's great. So if you are trying for your top character, let's say your top character is Turtle, Kofi, or Kingston, or Xavier. So then you've got a 2 out of 6 chance on this that this 100% new gen strap is going to benefit you. that might be worth going for. Reality, like say you've got William Regal and you don't have a gem damage strap on him, it might be worth trying for that right there. But as you can see, the costs go down. 60% would be like if I have currency left and don't have better to spend it on, because 60% has dropped since 150 came out. Anyway, and then you've got your takedown twos, which are good, but you get those through other means. 40% I wouldn't really bother with anymore because that's kind of just out of the mix now. And then Fury 2s, like my goodness, if you don't have Fury 2 medals, you want to get as many of those as you possibly can. So there's one of, each kind of style. Oh, these are, takedown. Okay, so 2 of them are Fury 2, 2 of them are takedown 2. So it only fills one of 2 slots, but either way, those would be good. All right, here's where I'm going to make some decisions for me. I am missing so many of these moments, and I have 21k currency to get something. So I am missing the story finished moment, but again, I'm not super big on who all it covers. I'll take a look at it in a moment. I am actually missing the 7th anniversary moment. Acro Rhea would be my main focus for this. Because I really don't care about most of the rest. Roman I actually really like. I don't have Muscle Man. I don't even remember if he's on that moment. But, again, that one would be ooh, yeah, that's fun. The Dudley's moment would be okay. It's not the best. But, again, if you like those darn Dudleys, it definitely helps them out. And both of them are pretty darn usable. So that is worthwhile. Sammy kicked out of the bloodline. If you don't have that, that is a huge moment, especially for Solo Sikoa. If you're trying to build him with a drip. The Acolytes win the tag championship. I probably will grab this just because it's only 3K. But it's not a high priority, but it's a good one. NXT Arrival, that is a very important moment if you don't have it for all of the NXT characters, but most of them that are covered. And the Imperium moment, if you don't have that one, that makes Sheamus super good. It makes, let me think here. Who else is on that? So it's Imperium and the Brawling Roots. It does nothing for Striker Butch, unfortunately, but it helps out both of the Imperium guys. It also doesn't really help out Tech Gunther much, but it is what it is. I mean, it does help him out. It helps him out. I shouldn't say that, but Tech Gunther's, I have something against him, apparently. Anyway, Final Testament moment. Final Testament's not great in-game, but it helps them. This is one I'm actually really considering because it's one of the first ones that was a universal moment. And it also gives +4 starting all MP to multiple characters. And I just got Tori Wilson. So that's a big one for me. This has been eluding me for so long. It makes Tori Wilson pretty spicy. So, yeah. American Nightmare moment, that one's pretty available elsewhere. In fact, all of the moments down here, aside from the tag team tournament moment, are fairly available elsewhere. So Andre wins the Battle Royal, Superheroes, SummerSlam, and Dominic, I wouldn't really worry about. But the tag team tournament one, it's a showdown moment, if I'm right. I do love it for Striker Bam Bam, for Tatanka, for a couple other guys, the head shrinkers. But it's showdown, so it's not much. I don't know. It's not high on my priority list. If you don't have this moment, I cannot tell you enough. This is the most important thing you should be going for on this prize wall. This is the best moment, oh my goodness, in the game when it comes to several characters, not the least of which is The Miz himself, who is one of the best techs in the game if you have this moment, and he's very, very accessibly free to play. The rest of these down here are all pretty available other places. Tribute to the Troops, if you're building your Powerhouse Hulk Hogan, is absolutely a vital moment to grab. It's going to take some things to upgrade it, as is the WrestleMania 3 moment. So those two combined, plus the Ali moment is the X factor for him, are big. Rock Joins Nation is not that great in my opinion. But then look, they just upgraded the other DX and NWO moments. Now you've got these ones here, Moment token bag is garbage. It almost never gives anything. And you can see I did grab a Summer of Champions 2024 moment right here because I'm trying to get it still. I still need 2 more even after this. Same deal with the Women's Evolution. If you don't have it, you can get all of those. Judgment Day moments, 2 common. All right, here's why I wanted to get all the way to the bottom. The rest of those up there are, like once you get below into the common ones, if you don't have the DX Army Invasion or NWO is Born, they just made these universal moments that supercharge some really old characters. So I highly, highly, highly recommend these if you don't have them. That's what you should go for. The rest of it down here is econ, right? So that's just what you need. So for me, let's go look at the story finished moment again, because I personally keep passing that one up for other things, but there's not as much this time that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. So there it is. So this one works on Solo, the Trickster version. I'm not going to use him, really. I've got him. I'm not going to put my Only Lonely Drip plate on him. It's just not going to happen. I do not like Final Boss Rock. Rusty loves Final Boss Rock, so that would be one. If you're using him a lot in Feud, go for it. I highly doubt you're going to use John Cena, Roman Reigns, or that Undertaker in Feud. So there you go. So really what it comes down to is if that Tech Cody is your best Cody, this might be a good move for you. Otherwise, it's basically Seth freaking Rollins and Rex Regum. I don't have Rex Regum, although, maybe I'll get him someday. But this story finished moment has been up for months at a time. I think it's going to be back. I'm not using Seth freaking Rollins in Feud. I don't have Rex Regum. That really makes that one just not super important to me. If this moment were on there, my goodness, I would have moved heaven and earth to try and get it. But sadly, that one is so rare for a tier moment. This one I still need 2 more of, so I had already taken. I would love to get it. Maxine's one of my favorite females in the game. I love Ilya. May is surprising me how much I actually still use her and like her. And Batista is very, very good if you have this moment. I don't. I would love for the Vader moment to be on here. I would go for it because Vader, the Vader time one, the Showboat, that's the one I'm looking for, is one of my favorite characters in this game, posters in this game. I love it. But ones that are on the prize wall. So for me, I attach no value to the Final Testament moment. Street Profits are very outdated. Both carrying crosses are not good, and the striker one is very not good. The only ones I might use this for, although I'm not going to use them in Feud, would be Striker Bobby, who's surprisingly good, but what's more important for him is the Miz moment, or Razar, and I just don't see myself using Razar for anything, to be quite honest. I already talked about this. I don't have Muscle Man. It's Faction Feud, Leech Gems, X-Break, Botch Gems, Red Gems, Multiply Gems. So really it would just be to future-proof Acro Rhea as much as possible. Shinsuke's fine, but he doesn't benefit super much that I can see from this. Maybe Leech Gems. And really, so it's the bottom 3 on there. Those bottom 3 I would consider this one for. So that's a maybe. That's a maybe for me. This one I mentioned was a showdown moment. Tatanka, keeps getting better, and I do have a 150% gem damage strap for him now. Bam Bam is one of my favorites. I just love Striker Bam Bam. And then the Head Shrinkers are great, but you're not going to use the other guys at all, and especially in Showdown. So I'm just not really going to use that moment that much, but maybe. The Acolyte moment, Ministry of Darkness Taker. The reason I am going to take this moment is because it's cheap, and I am 50 shards away from Ministry of Darkness Taker. I very well might take him off the other prize wall, so that's kind of a big deal for me. Plus the Acolytes, and my goodness, it does like this plus the new moment. Oh my goodness, it would possibly make those guys all very relevant. And I just think it's hilarious that Powerhouse Kane, by the way, if you haven't seen our video, it's about a year old, but Powerhouse Kane keeps getting things that you don't realize, especially on tours. Powerhouse Kane is actually phenomenal, even in the current meta, for tours, just for tours. But this does try to do some things with him for feud. So I'm going to take that moment more than likely. I'm also more than likely going to take this one because while I'm not going to use most of these, Striker Trish ends up being required somewhat often. Stacy Keibler, I'm still thinking there might be some reason to invest in her at some point. But Tori, I mean, let's be honest, it's all about Tori. All color moves start with 4 more MP. That's like getting gear for her, right? So I'm thinking that I'm going to take that one. Connection froze. Yay. I don't know what's going on. This is usually flawless. I don't know what the heck. So the other one that's on there is the Dudleyville moment. And again, faction feud. If you're using your Acro Devon, if you're using your Trick Bubba, you know, that's the reason why you would go for this. But I don't see a lot of high value. You can see I keep not prioritizing my Bubba as I should. So I want to close the video out with me making my own choices for the world to see. What am I going to get? Well, my 21K is going to be invested thusly. Here we are, somewhere. There it is. Okay, not going to get the story finished moment. Not going to get the Bret Hart moment. Before I forget, am going to get the Snoop Dogg gear just because I want it. Like, it's just fun. It's just funny. So, yay, I've got Snoop Dogg's gear. Then I'm going to go down here to the moments. And in order of importance, I'm going to get the Tori Wilson moment. Yay, I've got her. I pulled Tori 6 silver, so now I've got what she needs. Look, it's ready to be unlocked. I'm going to get the Acolytes moment. I've got 14K left. There we go. So now I've got my big decision. Yay, the Acolyte moment is ready to be unlocked. Because now I have what? Oh, 10-6. I thought I was going to have 11,000. So look at that. So I screwed myself out of this. I think I still am fine. I'm glad I got the Snoop Dogg gear, to be honest. And I'm not hurting. Like, Acro is not hurting without that. So I have 10K left. So moments-wise, I personally don't have the Dudley moment, so that one would be fine. I don't care about the Final Testament moment. I don't care about the tag team moment. So, yeah, the rest of these are all good for me. So I'm going to look between gears or an Attitude Era strap. I don't care about Aussie. Don't care about that. I don't have the Miz. I might come back and finish this out with that one. Yeah. So for me, I kind of got the things that was most important on for me. So I'm going to try and get a strap for Hogan. I really want a powerhouse 100%. Well, I'd love 150, but 100% gem damage strap for Hogan. So come on, be powerhouse. See, this sucks. It's Acro. I don't even know who. I've already got one for Muda. So yeah. All right. I'm going to try one more time. Yep. Just gonna, come on, powerhouse. Yes! All right, so that was worth it for me. That was worth it right there for me. Hooray. So I made good choices somewhat ultimately. And then I'm going to finish it off with the Miz gear because why not? I don't have it, and that's hilarious. What have I still got? 350. I've got the camo. I think I've got all these. What else is in that 350 range? Let's see. I don't think there's a moment I need, and nor one for 350. Nope. Okay, so we're on Econ. So it's got to be in the straps. Is there anything here for 350? Yeah, Fury 2, move defense, or gem defense. I think I'm lower on gem defense, so I'll do that. And that closes out this video and my Prizewall breakdown plus my personal choices. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like this video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and then send this to your friend or faction mate who's going, you know, there's just so many good choices on this month-long midweek Prizewall. What should I do? Well, here's some choices that I made and some conversation about it. We'll see you on the next one. Hopefully you find this helpful. Bye.